Good morning, everyone. Today, my team and I will be presenting all the investment opportunities there is in the country Cameroon. Following up, we have the contents of this presentation. We'll be talking about the country profile, its political framework, more cultural aspects, a little bit of the socioeconomics, and the most important part, how to start a business and its tax overview. So first up, country profile. The flag of Cameroon has three main colors. The red means unity, yellow means the sun and the savanna, and the green represents all the forests in Cameroon. Its capital city is Yaoundé. The president of Cameroon is Paul Biya. Mainly there's two official languages, which are French and English, but there's also other 250 native languages they speak. The coat of arms has the motto of peace, work, and fatherland. The currency of Cameroon is the Central African CFA franc, and Cameroon has a total population of 26.5 million. Its GDP per capita is 1,499.37 cents. Its main industries are petroleum production and refining, aluminum production, food processing, light consumer goods, and, of course, tourism. The religion in Cameroon is mainly Christian. 70% of the population are Christian, but there's also 24% Islam and 6% other religions. The area is 475,442 kilometers squared. Now, following up the politics and the political framework. Next. The politics of Cameroon takes place in a framework of a unitary presidential republic, whereby the president of Cameroon is both head of state and head of government, and of a multi-party system. Executive power is exercised by the government. Legislative power is vested in both the government and the National Assembly of Cameroon. Like I said, Cameroon is a republic dominated by a strong presidency. The country has a multi-party system of government, but the Cameroon's People Democratic Movement has remained in power since it was created in 1985. Now, following up, Zlata is going to be talking more about the cultural aspects.
It is always important to know cultural aspects of the country you penetrate, and even more important if you start the business there. So let me tell about cultural value scale of Cameroon. First of all, power distance that has 58 points, which means that managers in this country respect and follow hierarchy, respect the elderly, and there is only one boss who takes all responsibility. The second is uncertainty avoidance with 80 points. It means that people here prefer to have clear rules and standards since they don't like ambiguous situations. The third criterion is individualism and collectivism. It has moderately low score of 42. Although African nations are mostly considered as collectivistic societies, in Cameroon we can see modern individualist traits. The next one is masculinity and femininity, with a score of 70. So we can say that managers in Cameroon are very success-oriented and competitive. And finally, the last criterion is long or short-term orientation with 69 points, which means that business people there have pragmatic approach and an ability to adapt traditions to situations. Now I'm going to give the word to Justin.
Thank you, Zlata. I'll be discussing the socioeconomic issues of Cameroon. I'm going to start off with demographics population, which is the total population of Cameroon is 25.2 million. People in Cameroon mainly speak French and English. The linguistic diversity of Cameroon is very diverse according to the scale of Cameroon, which is 0,8898. The median age is approximately 18.3 years. The life expectancy in Cameroon is about 56 years of age, and the female fertility rate in Cameroon is 4.9. Cameroon's Gini coefficient. The last Gini coefficient calculated in Cameroon was 46.6 in 2014. Cameroon, unlike the United States or other advanced economies, doesn't have a yearly Gini coefficient index. The index is being calculated 3 times in Cameroon. The first time it was recorded was at its lowest, was 42.1 in 2001. The second time it was recorded was 42.8 in 2007, and the last time it was recorded was when its highest peak was 36.6 in 2014. And I want to discuss education. Education is one of the most critical factors to look at when investing in a country. The population and the future employees that will work their business and invest, they need to be trained and at least need to have primary education or some level of tertiary education. Progression to the secondary school in Cameroon was 63.96 as of 2015. Its highest value over the past 43 years was 65.07 in 2014, while its lowest was 27.83 in 1972. Progression to secondary school refers to the number of new entrants to the first grade of secondary school in a given year as a percentage of the number of students enrolled in the final grade from primary school of the previous year. And now we'll be discussing unemployment. In 2020, the unemployment rate in Cameroon was 3.6%. Unemployment rate in Cameroon fell gradually from 7.5% in 2001 to 3.6% in 2020, implying that during the COVID crisis, Cameroon still managed to employ individuals and keep the economy thriving compared to the 2001 statistics. Last but not least, private and public sectors. The labor participation among the total population aged 15 to 65 in Cameroon amounted to 76.9%. The value compensation of employees in Cameroon was about 967 trillion 900 million as of 2017. As over the past 27 years, the indicator reached the maximum value of 967 trillion 900 million in 2017 and a minimum value of 194 trillion 310 million. Oh, my apologies. 194 billion 310 million in 1995. And that's all. I'll pass it to Daniel.
Thank you. Now, I will be explaining how to open and start a business or company in Cameroon. Now, there are five main steps to opening up your own company, and I will walk you through it step by step. The first thing that needs to be done is a public notary has to draft a certificate requesting a commercial bank to open a bank account for a new company. After that, you must deposit the initial capital in a bank and obtain a receipt. Then you must have an attorney or a shareholder draft the memorandum and article of association. It is very important to sign the bylaws before doing this step. The final step is to register the company and the employees with the National Social Insurance Fund, or in Cameroon known as the CNPS. Now, I want to go deeper into the actual registration for a company because there are many documents needed to do so. So what is necessary is the location plan of business premises to get an exhaustion of patents. You also need a criminal record of the directors of the company or a sworn declaration, a certificate of non-conviction, which is normally for nationals only, a photocopy of your marriage certificate depending on the specific individual, a declaration of regularity and conformity drawn by the notary public and signed by the business founders, or a notarial statement of subscription. And finally, the Articles of Association. The Articles of Association is a document filled with the people or groups that have something to do with the company, whether it be a shareholder, board member, or owners. Anyone who has any type of executive decision will be put on this list. Now, going on to the tax overview of Cameroon. In Cameroon, people and institutions can be taxed in various different amounts. The general range of taxation is from 11% to 38.5%. Individual Cameroonians would be taxed worldwide, whilst those who only reside in Cameroon would be taxed from solely their source of income. A single income tax can be altered by various income categories. Income categories include salaries, wages, pensions, and life annuities, and many more. Depending on one's income category, will determine how much one is taxed.
To conclude, Cameroon is very attractive, friendly for investment, and open for business country. Thank you for your attention.